Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News at 8 with me, Sabina Izoku. Security forces have detained an aircraft suspected to be carrying weapons at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. The plane, which landed in Kano State in the early hours of Saturday, was set to be heading for Chad. Although details are still sketchy, there are indications that the aircraft was detained because the crew did not disclose the contents of its cargo until the discovery was made. Nigerian military has confirmed that Boko Haram insurgents invaded Ashaka in Gombe State but insisted that they were repelled. Ashaka is home to the largest cement factory in northern Nigeria and has been attacked twice within a month by the insurgents. Defense headquarters said in a statement on its website that insurgents came in a convoy of over 30 vehicles and a number of motorcycles were ambushed by soldiers based on intelligence report. It added that insurgents managed to retrieve their truckload of their dead colleagues before fleeing after suffering heavy casualty. The military also noted that 10 soldiers died defending Ashaka from Boko Haram. 7 members of the House of Representatives on Saturday failed to clinch the ticket to contest the 2015 elections into the lower chamber during the People's Democratic Party primaries held across the 9 federal constituencies in Edo State. Although the scene of the primary in some of the venues were peaceful with presence of security operators, the exercise, however, did not begin until about 11:30 a.m. in most of the constituencies. The member representing Isan West, Isan Central, and Igwembe Federal Constituency and Chairman House Committee on Power, Patrick Ikiariale, and Friday Itula, representing Essen South, Essen and Essen North East, failed in their re-election bid. 2-time lawmaking member, House Committee on Federal Capital Territory and the Millennium Development Goals, Itula lost to Sergius Ogu 55 votes, having scored 31 votes. Voting materials arrived late in Ekiti State on Saturday for the People's Democratic Party House of Representatives primaries. 5-member electoral committee from the PDP National Secretariat, led by Bala Suleiman, arrived at the State Secretariat of the party at Ado-Ekiti around 4:30 p.m. Suleiman said the committee received materials on Saturday morning in Abuja and had to arrive by road to Ado-Ekiti. There was heavy presence of policemen when journalists visited the headquarters of the federal constituency located in Ido Kole, Aramuku, Ode, Omo, Ikere Ekiti. The police commissioner Taiwo Lakonu also deployed large numbers of riot policemen in the party secretariat to forestall breakdown of law and order.
We have deployed men everywhere. All the flash points are manned by our men. And we also have the cooperation of other agencies. We are on ground, and I assure that there will not be any problem.
Some party members expressed dissatisfaction at the late arrival of materials and described the development as sinister.
There is some attempts by some set of people to doctor the list of the delegates, which, if they did, can cause serious damage to the image of the party. So I want to seriously appeal to those people that have such a plan not to do it.
It is very, very dangerous for the PDP. The people should not be taken for granted. Because delegates are there, we all know who they are. And for anybody to try to change the list of delegates 2 days, a day or 2 days to the primaries, it's unacceptable.
It's a blatant lie. Nobody can change a list that is already in Abuja and is coming down here. Nobody can do that. It only shows you the kind of people we have.
The Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party held its primaries for the House of Representatives seat on Saturday across the state. Oluwase Adegoke monitored the activities in some of the constituencies and filed in this report.
The party secretariat was filled with delegates and party members waiting anxiously outside the gate, either to cast their vote or hear the result of their constituencies. For the Apapa Federal constituency, Wole Adewumi emerged winner with 24 votes against Popo, who got 13 votes. In what was obviously a slim victory, Femi Akinbade emerged the winner for Mushin Federal Constituency 1 with 15 votes against 14 for Akim Fagbemi.
I'm very delighted, and I can say this is a win for PDP, and I hope this political tsunami continues in Lagos State for PDP. I'm very delighted, I'm very excited.
The Ikeja Federal Constituency primary was characterized by confusion and misunderstanding among the delegates and other party members. Following the restoration of order, it finally produced Kunle Okunla as the winner with 28 votes against Larry Oshundairo, who scored 8 votes.
So it's like a halfway victory, and I hope that everybody that involved did not vote to create problem, but they just want to put the best in front so that we can win the general election.
Leadership of the People's Democratic Party in the state described the success recorded at the House of Reps primaries as a good sign of better things to come ahead of the 2015 general elections. Oluwase Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
It was another success story for the PDP in the neighboring Ogun as the party held its House of Representative primaries across the state. Olajumoke Olatunji was in Abeokuta where she monitored the voting process and brought back this report.
In Abeokuta North, Obafemi Owode and Odeda Federal Constituency, Samuel Oni, Zacchaeus Oyekunle, Abiola Adewurin, and Deji Olaleye are the 4 contenders about for the party's ticket. After the exercise, Olaleye was declared the winner. Expressed satisfaction at the outcome of the election.
I should say congratulations to myself and to other aspirants as well. It has been a very peaceful, fair competition, and we're all friends. And it has been a victory for our federal constituency and also for the party, our PDP. So I think it's a victory for all. So I thank God.
However, one of the contenders appears not pleased with the results of the primaries.
I told you that it's not election, it's a covenant blood election, which they did at Ijebubu, that's from Guruji Kashambas. It's an election that they are swearing with the blood. It's not election.
Meanwhile, PDP chieftains in the state say the stage is set for the governorship primary on Monday. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Abeokuta.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, CoreTV News on the Hour continues. To stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360.
2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News, or on Twitter @CoreTVNG, on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV_space and the news. More trouble appears ahead for the troubled People's Democratic Party ahead of 2015 general elections. Some of its governors are angry with the national chairman of the party, Adamu Muazu, and Senate President David Mark over the collapse of the deal President Goodluck Jonathan had with them before he had adopted as the sole presidential candidate for the party. The governors are angry that the president fell to the blackmail of senators who threatened to impeach him and thereby agreed that some of them be given automatic tickets. The angry governors will be meeting with Jonathan on Tuesday night to register their displeasure on the matter. CoreTV News gathered that Tuesday meeting will be meant to extract some commitment from him before his ratification during the December 10th National Convention of the PDP. The commitment, it was learned, would mean that the president will support their governorship candidate. Besides, it was also meant to make sure that the president, if he wins in 2015, will not hunt them with anti-corruption agencies after leaving office in 2015. Following failed attempt to secure his permanent voters card Saturday, re-registered for another one. Fashola, whose polling unit in the Surulere area of the state was one of those affected during the ill-fated exercise by INEC last month, urged Lagosians who are yet to secure the cards to follow suit and allow the love of democracy rule their sense of decision-making at the 2015 general elections. Omotayo Aloa monitored development and filed on this report.
The Lagos governor says the continuous voter registration exercise, which is expected to cater for those that have not secured their PVCs and those who had issues at their polling units, is an opportunity to establish true democracy regardless of previous challenges. He made this known at a re-registration exercise in his polling units with his wife, in company of the Lagos Resident Electoral Commissioner, Adekunle Ogumola.
This is the one they have given me again, so I still don't see the difference. All I will say is that people, no matter how difficult they make this, your love for democracy must be bigger than your inconvenience.
These Lagos residents are excited to know that the exercise will afford them the opportunity to take part in the 2015 general elections, but stress that the electoral body has a lot of internal sorting to do.
Sometimes the system go up and come down. That is the only issue that we have. But at the end of the day, it's okay.
It's just the queue that's the main challenges of the whole exercise. So the process is simple. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you are done with the exercise.
Sometimes they will tell you that the system is malfunctioning. You just have to do it in any way to make sure that you have your right in your hand so that you can vote the right person in.
All the residents who appraised the exercise say they are now positive about the outcome of the 2015 general elections.
Irrespective of what the issues, the challenges and what we've been hearing in the news and all that, I see a positive, end to this 2015, election.
Well, ahead of the general election, I still have my finger crossed and I know who I want to vote for, but we're still observing and see how things go. We still have 4 more weeks to the end of the month, the year, and something can pull up.
Fashola and most Lagos residents ideally dubbed the exercise a failure and accused INEC of planning to rig the 2015 general elections. Omotayo Aloa, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria says it will not relent in its strive to protect Nigerian consumers from unwholesome advertisement. Its leadership made this known at the 2014 lecture and dinner of the Abuja chapter of the Advertising Practitioners Association. Basi Aye has more on this.
Lecture and dinner of advertising practitioners in Abuja. It also provided an opportunity to formally welcome newly licensed practitioners into the fold, as well as an investiture ceremony for its patrons. Although it was a time to unwind, interact and network, the regulatory body for the practitioners, APCON, took time out to reinforce the need to abide by the standards of operation within the industry. Advertising practitioners frowned at the activities of quacks while decrying their inability to prosecute offenders.
The greatest challenge this year, in 2014, is the absence of a functional council that leaves the administration, myself and my staff exposed to a number of issues. Because there are many things we couldn't do because we're limited legally by law, we can't do them. And as I'm not a sole administrator, so the only way is to run back to my minister and to the regular to develop some diplomatic ways of dealing with issues at the moment.
It's a fast-selling business, and so because of that, a lot of people come into the profession, and these people, to some extent, they are not certified members of Advertising Practitioner Council.
And like I said, there are things that qualify you to practice. Like what the registrar has said, you must have a credential. Either you are academically qualified to be a practitioner or you are under a tutelage. But you see people just come in and they just jump into the profession, and what do you get is shock.
They also advised young advertisers especially to maintain honesty and legality in their practice.
The council must have a deliberate effort charted up to enable it begin to interest young ones to really read advertising and to enable it, develop successors that would effectively take over the practice of the profession in time.
There have been continuous efforts to ensure sanity in the advertising industry, especially in the last few months. And experts say no stone will be left unturned until this is achieved. Basi Aye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
It all began when the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, devalued the Naira, citing present economic realities as the reason for their actions. And now what followed could best be described as a non-partisan condemnation of the policies by economic experts. The CBN did not study the true picture of the economy before altering the value of the naira. The view that the newly introduced policy will further affect the economy negatively.
Economic management team in the past 20 years or thereabouts have deliberately fought a war to devalue the naira. They have persistently ensured that the naira will remain under pressure by the type of policies that they enacted and they implemented. In reality, the naira has no business trading for over 100 naira to a dollar if it was allowed to determine its own exchange rate on the money market. But unfortunately, the CBN and the economic management team don't have such mercy for the naira. They seem to have adopted the dollar as their own currency, while the naira has been consigned to the role of an orphan child.
Away from that, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll take you outside Nigeria. Do stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back to the news. And outside Nigeria, UK-born US journalist Luke Summons and South African teacher Pierre Courier have been killed by Al-Qaeda militants in Yemen during a failed rescue bid. Saturday's operation was carried out by joint U.S. and Yemeni special forces in the southern Shabha region. The U.S. President Barack Obama condemned the barbaric murder of both hostages. They were being held by militants from Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, regarded by the U.S. as one of the deadliest offshoots of Al-Qaeda. The group is based in eastern Yemen and has built up support and unrest, which has beset the impoverished country since the overthrow of President Ali Abdullah Saleh in 2011. Luke Summons is believed to have been sold on by abductors to Aqab, described as the most dangerous of all Al-Qaeda's regional.
Our hearts are full of sorrow, as I said, that Luke Summers was murdered. He was taken hostage. His life was clearly in danger.
And that's it on the news on the hour. Do join us at the top of the hour for more. I am Sabana Zuku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.